Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Nico here, and this is another episode of Road to Masters turned into Road to Top 100. So we are top 110, 109 actually, after last game where we ended up third but still gained some rank, probably because of some strong opponents. And we go again, player 4 here, not ideal, but we will have to make it work. Nothing that interesting early game in the techs. Here, Stilgar, Jamie, Sending Rights, not bad, but not the greatest ones. Although Jamie's for 2 is actually quite an underrated card, I feel like. So let's see, who do we have here? I think we go with Tessia, to be honest. Been quite a while we haven't played her. We just got stomped by her last episode. Feel free to go have a look, but that was not the most pleasant game, especially the end of it. So let's try to replicate that, but in our favor this time. My bet is that the 2 last ones will be Beast and Helena. Let's see who player 1 takes. Oh no, took Ilessa. Is her name, right? Yeah. So, starting 4th is a bit of a challenge, but with the Signet ability we might still be able to make it work a bit on the Spacing Guild side. That is actually not that great, having both faction accesses here. But let's see. Maybe we can still make use of both of them. Very traditional start, smuggling and false base taken by both players. 1 and 2, so that makes total sense. Still suits. Maybe. I think we first go to Wealth with our Sikh allies and keep our options open. We could go to Hardy Warriors if it's still open, and if we see a chance of us winning that conflict. Otherwise, maybe a diplomacy to secrets could also work. Or a dagger to deck negotiation to target Stilgar. Could actually be interesting, because I expect Jamies to be taken quite quickly by those players, and we as Tessia obviously want and need faction accesses to reach those snooper tokens as quickly as possible. Is really powerful for us, so let's see what looks best. Could actually also do Menta for that. We draw a card, hopefully not a dagger, and then we could still play diplomacy. Then we can actually also see exactly what everyone reveals to see how that conflict looks for us. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Let's see what Handro does with his last agent, but I wouldn't mind doing that. let's not forget Handro chose his intrigue card, and so the intrigue card that later was picked up by Ilesa. So if he decides now not to fight, so he decides to fight, so he knows she cannot beat him. Or that he can outbeat her with his intrigue card in case. So that is good to know, but I think regardless we kinda don't mind doing that. It will also allow our deck to mix a bit quicker afterwards. While signaturing is also not one that I really would have wanted to pick up right there. And that actually won't help to get Stilgar. What am I thinking? Okay, so Helena reaches Stilgar. Let's hope Handro focuses rather on landing rights, which is a good card as well. Oh, interestingly, probably still going to target Jamies on the side, but Truesayer is equally as good for us. So signaturing obviously would allow us to get one first bump here. And actually get back to Solari by just joining the conflict, maybe? Why not doing that, I think, because diplomacy to secrets is not that powerful right now. Although it gives us a bit of influence as well, whereas right now we do a net zero influence with signaturing. But I think I still prefer that move for now. And getting two Solari out of one troop is, I think, quite a good goal at the start of the game. So it will be a Truesayer for us. And that is it. So, Andrew starting strong with a VP. Not great, but at least our next hand will be interesting from there. Maybe a bit too interesting in terms of what we want to play as agent turns, and we probably won't get to Swordmaster anytime soon, given we are third player. Although I would hope smuggling is open, but that remains to be seen. Well, it's interesting for us, that is. Very good. Not that many options in terms of what we want to do, because we want to keep the Solari for sure, so most of the Landsrad is not gonna happen for us, except maybe tech negotiation, but nothing there of interest. So I think it's a reconnaissance. Probably to Carthage. Let's see what we pick up. Maybe we can compete. And we cannot. But we can be second for one troop, most likely. Which we definitely take here. So we are a bit behind in terms of where we would want to be influence-wise, but that's a bit due to our hands, to be honest. We're not very balanced between round 1 and 2. And we're quite hopeful that next round we hopefully get the Swordmaster. And from there, we should be able to go a bit quicker with those snooper tokens, hopefully. So let's... we don't really need that right now. I think we could go for Weirding Way. It can have some use. Although quite niche, but I just don't like the fact it has just one persuasion, obviously, but 2 daggers could also help potentially on reveal. And what is nice is second place gives us 4 Solari from here, meaning we are not bound to smuggling, and we could easily and rather go to wealth, maybe with a Truthsayer, to then use the signet ring for the Swordmaster, and using that influence to jump up with the Spacing Guild, and having that interstellar shipping ready for our turn, and still having the bump here that we could do up and down instead of starting from 0. So we just hope that Handro does not look too much at wealth right now. Perfect, and he takes smuggling, so anyways would not have been feasible for us. So that conflict last turn, last round really helped us, otherwise we would be far from... Ah, but he's gonna get there first. I didn't calculate on that, but it is quite obvious. Should have been at least. And that's where Weirding Way, for instance, could have been helpful. Well, no, actually. Because we couldn't have used her for Solari before Swordmaster. So let's do it that way. Maybe we'll go for Menta instead. Cycle the dagger through for another dagger. Should have maybe thought about it before doing it, because this is quite a horrible deck to mix, and we have our 3 good cards here, so maybe I should have done better there. On the other hand, the dagger to Menta would anyways have made our deck remix. Oh, but it's not going to be dagger to Menta, it's rather going to be signaturing to Menta. But at least we are sure next round to have a yellow space for interstellar shipping, which will be nice. Although we might have to actually give up on shipping if Ilesa or Helena gets the Swordmaster money. Which I hope not, but obviously Guild Bank raid quite helps for that usually. Yeah, everyone quite close to a Swordmaster, so we might have to give up. Oh no, that's where Weirding Way can make a lot of sense. If we draw Weirding Way next round, we can go to shipping, and right after that go to Swordmaster, which would be really, really helpful for us. To have both those strong spots before our opponents would be quite awesome. Whoa, almost made a mistake here. We want to play both signaturing and diplomacy, so dagger has to be discarded actually now that we reach our first snooper token. Oof, I was scared that we would be drawing the Weirding Way, but thankfully not everything goes wrong in this game. So I was also quite interested in still suits. And James is obviously strong for that. Maybe we spend our water on Hardy Warriors. I don't really want to win that conflict. But on the other hand, it would knock everyone down one peg in terms of what they win. So it could still be cool. And in the end, I mean, it is still good money. A high council out of it could make sense. It's an easy way of earning that. Then we might be able to focus on spice here. Let's actually do it. Maybe not full in, maybe just 3 troops. And let's see where that brings us. So no faction access for us here. Maybe a Bene Gesserit initiate can still be quite helpful in drawing, helping a bit with the cycling. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, guild bankers would have been helpful. Also, just for those agent icons, to be honest, right now I'm on the run for those faction spaces. We want to get this one up probably next to just get a water out of it, and because I expect this alliance to be a bit more contested. And then the last two snooper tokens will allow us to get an additional bump. And those alliances are the ones we will be targeting, hopefully. To get 2 points out of alliances would be good. And we have actually, yes, perfect. We can play Weirding Wave first, then Dagger to Swordmaster. And that will actually also already use 2 out of our 3 agents before anyone else has played. And that's, to be honest, one of the only use of Weirding Wave, but it seems to fall in quite nicely for us. So we can afford spice now with those 15 Solari. We are quite happy with that. We get 1 water out of this. And we get another turn. So I think we need to end turn, and it's our turn again. And that's our Swordmaster right there. I mean, next round, I would assume this is taken right now by Ilesa, but if it's not, I mean, they all have capacity to go, so it's probably going to be taken. But again, if it's not, Glimpse the Path would be quite a lucrative card to use for us. And I wouldn't mind remixing our deck as is, because right now those cards here we can delay drawing them back. I think wouldn't hurt. Alright, as expected, Great Flat is taken directly. We could have actually done that as well. Glimpse the Path, and then... Oh no, we didn't have that water because we needed that bump here. Perfect. That was not even an option. So we just have 1 agent left. Depends. I wouldn't mind drawing a card to make sure that this is mixed like that and we have good cards next 1.5 rounds, let's say. Other than that, I obviously wouldn't mind picking up that spice as well. Would be good for us. We could also then just use Glimpse the Path to draw like that. Okay, Imperial Basin is gone. I don't think we want Haga Basin, so I think we will do Arakin play. Let's hope we don't draw too good of a card. Well, that's always what happens, right? There are 2 cards I absolutely didn't want to draw, are Truthsayer and Diplomacy, because those are the ones we need to actually do what we should be doing as Tessia. And it seems it just happened, so I think we fight here. I'm not sure actually. because they will have lots of agents left. Not much of a garrison actually, but let's do it. Let's see if they might not even be that interested in that conflict, and if we can at least get second place here, wouldn't hurt, and I would expect with 6 we should be getting it. Famous last words. Going for a Hayliner, full on. So Truesayer can help us cycle a bit through, signaturing. Not great, because we don't really want to lose either of those points right now, given they both grant us access to spots on the board. But then again, typically shipping, we won't have a sniff of that until a couple of rounds, I would assume. So we could afford maybe losing it and taking it back. However, we would take it back. Because going there, yeah, actually, with the Hayliner round 7, we could take it back. Because by then, probably round 5, Helena takes it. Round 6, Helena takes it. By then, probably Handro will have access as well. So round 7, we can just go for Hayliner. Yeah, let's just reveal here. So Guildmakers is there, and for sure, we won't say no to that one. So what is happening now? What's Ilessa doing? I mean, she played Highliner anyway, so she can't do anything more. I guess she just forgot to click end game. I mean, end turn. Oh wait, so it was already a... yeah, I'm getting a bit confused. Oh, we played these two first, and then Arakin. That's when we committed. Did I miss something? Oh, we revealed already. True. Yeah, getting a bit confused there. In terms of influence, where do we stand? So Andrew has 4. We have 4 as well. Ilessa has just 3. Helena has 5. Quite in the middle of the pack, basically. But with Tessia, we should be better than that. And we hopefully will, starting from next round. As soon as we get at least one of those snooper token away, getting a bit that extra bump will help us quite significantly. And ideally we take the Emperor snooper token last, because that one would then trigger both the bump and the bonus, and I kind of prefer 2 troops over an intrigue card. What is going on? How much did he? buy... Okay, no, just 2 cards. It sounded like a lot more. Gurney Halleck for Helena. So, probably Truesayer will then go to Secrets or to Selective Breeding. Although that would mean again we mix our deck like that, but now it looks a bit better with Diplomacy, Guild Bankers. We don't have much persuasion in the deck, and that's maybe a bit of a weakness for sure. We might want to try to get a High Council seat to counter that a bit. What is her deck actually? Disposal Facility, and Handro got Invasion Ships. We could use Selective Reading to trash a dagger and increase a bit that persuasion. Here we get another one. Maybe if we can go to High Council before anyone else, that would be a Spice Must Flow. The end of this round. So, what is our plan here? Probably, ideally we play Signet Ring, Bene Gesserit Initiate and Truesayer. Or do we play Dagger, Signet Ring and Truesayer? How much do we want to draw here? Maybe we could go for a bit of extra draw. Keep the dagger in hand, in case we still fight for maybe second spot. Yes, let's do that. Oh wait, we have shipping access. What did Helena do? Oh, she favored research station. So maybe it is a shipping first, before anything else. Kinda looks like it. We could do shipping and actually give up our shipping access right after that, because Handro will certainly go there next round, if Helena doesn't. And I think that's what we will do now. I think the initiate yields us actually more persuasion than the dagger if High Council is still open. Because we lose one. Oh well, High Council is done, so we won't be able to go for a Spice Must for this round. It was anyways tight. I was calculating a bit, but it was probably too short. But I might still want to go to Selective Breeding. have to if I want to get that Bene Gesserit token gone, which I think we want. Let's do that. Let's first do that. Trash a dagger to get the dagger back. How does that look for next round? It looks pretty good. So I might just not want to use the initiate to make sure we don't draw something we want to play next round. Okay, so they are heavily fighting. We won't get involved. Even one troop for one water, I'm not sure I really want to do that. But on the other hand, the initiate could actually... Yeah, I mean, if we draw the guild bankers and we go to Arakin for another card, we could actually buy a Spice Moose Flow. But then it leaves us a horrible hand for next round. If, let's assume we draw both Diplomacy and guild bankers, it would just look horrible. We could just go to get a Dreadnought. I think it's what I'd like to do now. Let's actually take it. I'm not a big fan of those cards, so if maybe by the end of the game we could trash them and fish for some endgames. This as well, let's see. Nothing purely game-changing here. It means we're back to 0 spice though, so to get a Hayliner round 7 or so will be complicated. An early reveal from Ilessa. She could have played the Spice Trader. Oh wow. That's quite some reveal from Helena. Actually, it was bound to happen between Research Station, High Council. But what is crazy is that she still managed to compete and probably win that conflict, on top of focusing on her persuasion, which is yeah, quite good. Obviously, gene manipulation. I would have liked that one. So we don't have to influence anymore, and it does not really bring us much in terms of persuasion either. But actually, now that we're here, we could just use a smuggling to get back that influence. So it could work. I like the drawing, obviously. That's quite powerful. Oh, but that would have been better anyways. It's the name of the game. I feel like each time you reveal something below the card that you cannot afford anymore, and you're like, oh, I wish I had that one. Can we do it anytime? Why is it always active here? So I feel like we would ideally keep the guild anchors for a reveal, but on the other hand, it is a valuable faction space, so maybe we just use it for a... Yeah, the thing is, wealth does not bring us much. Really not. Oh, which I'm working on. Interesting. Shotgunning selective breeding for himself. I think we want to do smuggling to get 2 spies. Wait, no, I wanted 2 spies for selective breeding, but that's not happening now. But it's round 6, so it's kind of the last one where you can do moves that don't really get you too much involved in conflicts. I think I kind of want to do that. Dune to smuggling, recall. The other thing is I wouldn't mind picking up some spies. And there's only 1 yellow axis we have. And that would also actually allow us to involve our dreadnought in there. No, let's do smuggling first. We could use diplomacy to steal suits to also get involved, and then this influence is not lost. We can reuse it with the signet ring maybe to pick up the Emperor one. So let's recall here, get a bit of a better garrison, get 2 spies, and we get up. I think we take the one with the spacing guild, because probably not gonna go there anytime soon. And at least our smuggler thopter, if it pops up at some point, is not wasted. And here I feel like we would then have needed to play something around our intrigue cards. I didn't really want to use them, because recycling them could be a good play for us to dig for some maybe endgame that could help us. Although Glimpse the Path, we might have to play it to try and get to 6 this round. Unless we play Guild Bankers, we might just play it, to be honest. We might just play it to wealth. It's a low value play, but we need those snooper tokens out of the way, and trying to get that alliance would also be very important for us. So It's really not ideal. I don't want to mix our deck like that because we only have this in terms of action access. So Glimpse the Path is not gonna happen. Do we just do Guild Bankers to Wealth first? I don't think anyone is interested in Wealth anyways. Except maybe, yeah, let's go just to make sure Andrew doesn't, because if he gets that close to the Alliance, we might have to give up on it, and that would be a bit of a bummer for us. It's just a bit sad that we can't involve our Dreadnought here for a bit of a free resource there. We could with Diplomacy to Hardy Warriors, but I think I prefer Diplomacy to Secrets, picking up another 2 intrigue cards, then maybe we recycle them. Probably all, to be honest. At least those 3. Let's see what we pick up with our 4th and 5th ones, but kinda feel like we don't have much value out of those. Then the risk is they become unplayable, and we might just get one robbed. So let's see what we pick up if we get to go to secrets. We could actually also decide to actually fight for that conflict with Hardy Warriors, because I just realized, I mean, with diversion we can go up 1, and then winning the conflict we can recall, get 2 troops out of it, so maybe the 2 troops we could send with Hardy Warriors here that we recoup. Dreadnought is the only downside, would have to be out for round 7, which is not ideal, but we could get some value out of it. Let's see how those last few agents go, but Ilessa still has 2 agents, so that obviously is not very reassuring. Is it 4 more troops? No, units, perfect. So we can send in our Dreadnought and 3 others. I think we should do that. I prefer that, and then we can use this extra one that we have here for the signaturing to kick off the last snooper token when we get on the combat space. Because then those 2 extra troops can just go in. Yeah, let's do that. I like that play a bit more. Because it's a bit too risky to have 5 entry cards and recycle them. You don't know what you get, and most likely you won't necessarily be able to play them. Andrew has 7 cards though, so I didn't realize, but he's probably not gonna let us that win. We could then maybe recycle those 2 cards. Oh, 0 dagger. Let's be greedy, let's not recycle them, because with this play we will have more intrigue cards, so we could recycle more and dig for more potentially. Alright, so that's definitely a sister for us. Power play would have been much better, but we wouldn't have had anyways the influence, persuasion, so no regret. We are all quite loaded in terms of intrigue cards, so that's not very reassuring. And everyone is still fighting for it. I mean, quite surprising, everyone has empty garrisons now for round 7. So it is interesting. Oh, and all of them at 8, yeah, most likely there will be combat cards flowing now. Hopefully we still get something out of that, because otherwise it's a bit of a bummer. But we can't control that anymore. Alright, first one out. Second one out, and they're on level, so if they don't play anything else, they don't get first reward neither. Let's see if Ilesa sends anything in. She for sure thinks about it. Or makes us believe she thinks about it. No, she does. Oh, she retreats. Okay, interesting. Alright, so it's not too bad. They all burned a couple of intrigue cards that could have been helpful. Most of them have no garrison anymore. I think we're not unhappy about that. But there are two with almost Hayliner money, so this is obviously not ideal. Let's take an intrigue card. I don't mind that at all. For another dreadnought, that can be very nice. Okay, so that we need to fight for that, because those two with 7 points here are very close to, obviously, would be very close to winning if they get first place here. So I think first I'd like to do diplomacy to secrets to lock in that alliance, make sure no one else goes. We have a couple of more cards here. Then signaturing to a combat space to get this bonus, and probably by then sending in another dreadnought on top. I think I like that. Oh, plant within plants. This. Oh, and Sleeper Must Awaken. Oh, these are some heavy cards. I think we can afford keeping them and hoping no one infiltrates here. No one has a Web of Power, so it's only about intrigue cards. If they can, well, let's just hope they don't take one of those 3 important ones to us. Can we do something about all of that? Sleeper Must Awaken we could if we get to Imperial Basin, but it's probably going to be taken by then. Plans within plans. No, it's going to be complicated because we need to probably renounce to this one to get up here. Yeah, for sure. So plans within plans will be complicated. It's a bit too late to pick it up. Yeah, I mean, in the end, even during the game, I mean, we were literally obsessed with doing as much faction-related business as possible, and we were just not given the right cards. Like, we have a couple here that could have helped. That Sleeper Must Awaken would be very nice if we can still trigger that. Would be great. Memo quarters. Ah, that's probably picked up by Helena right now. Yes, but she's quite far from it. But it could have helped us getting it, but I don't think it would have been my priority anyways. Although the synergy with plans within plans, obviously something we might have or should have thought about. Yeah, but we would have not gotten that alliance, although we might still lose it, to be fair, which I strongly hope not. So, oh, there is still the spice, so we can go for signaturing to Imperial Basin. Play that one. I think we play the Sleeper Must Awaken just to make sure no one steals us. Could make sense. Let's first do that. So we want to lose one with the Fremen and go up with the Emperor. And that should do us quite some good here in terms of deploying. Yeah, let's play it, I think. Because anyways we have one agent left and no way of going to Hayliners, so this will be it. Actually glimpse the path, and recruitment mission might help us in getting a spice must flow. How likely is that? Quite likely, given Dagger is the only one without any persuasion. I mean, Guildbankers doesn't, but technically for a spice must flow he's worth 3 persuasion. Yeah, we could try it on High Council, but I'm not sure that's really what I want to do. Feel like 12 here is maybe not enough for to ensure the win, so we might want to go to a city space, siege tab or Cartag. Then we probably won't have enough for a spice must flow, but we never know. Yeah, let's do Cartag. Blackmail. Could work with the Emperor actually, if we need it. And let's now spend this turn until our reveal, thinking what we want to recycle. So paying 1 spice to get 1 card. Best we can get is basically a 2 persuasion card or a Guildbankers. Well, there's only Guildbankers that could actually allow us to get to 8 persuasion, and then recruitment mission would work. Without that, it means it's useless. So both of them we could recycle. Plans within plans, it hurts. It really hurts, but I think it's also useless. Because there is no way for us to get another. Oh, and Ilesa actually going full power there. We will choose the daggers there. Keep blackmail for sure. Plans within plans we might want to keep as well, because if Ilesa or me win that conflict, it's probably not over. We certainly go for another round, and then with that kind of hand, Smuggler Scepter to shipping gets us 1 bump somewhere. Probably, that alliance we need to take. So we would need 3 bumps technically. But we could get them. We could get them. Ah, but he steals our alliance. Annoying. Yeah, so be it. This one we won't be able to defend, I think. Well, then we can also... then it's actually for our blackmail, it's probably better. We can just go down here, give up on that one, stay at 3 level for plants within plants. So yeah, we want to keep those 2. Yeah, and we might just want to recycle those 2 then. See what we can get out of that. That can help us. Maybe to actually take back the alliance. Let's see by then. We're far from that. We don't have much. If we draw, we probably want persuasion, so let's take some liaison. But there are 8 cards in the deck, so probably gonna be alright. We have the Smuggler Scepter. Hopefully we draw it, would be great for a first round shipping. Oh, she's at 23. No! I think we give up. We let her have that one, because then we can at least fight for next one. But it's very annoying. And we are 1 spice away from private army, otherwise obviously we would have fought for it, but... And they both get at 9. It's not good signs for us. We need a huge next round. Can he fight for the win here? He can. He's at 24 now. And best we can do is 23. And 1 spice away from the private army. Come on, you need to do something. No, and it's over now. Worst case for us. Yeah, frustrating, very frustrating. Yep, Well played from Handel. That one was on point with those two intrigue cards. He came out of nowhere. So we end up third. Let's see what that does to our rank. Probably not much. I mean, not much good at least. 109 to now 112. All right, then. Thank you very much for watching and being here with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. And yeah, have a good one. Bye bye.